Joseph, Weibo is hemorrhaging members, so I've sold my Sina shares, and now my Chinese social media portfolio is empty. How am I going to fill it up again?
The fact that Weibo is declining doesn't necessarily mean that other social media tools in China will benefit. I mean, the big one is WeChat, which is run by Tencent.
Right.
But Tencent's a massive, $100 billion company,
Yes.
and has plenty of other stuff.
Right.
Like, instant messaging and whatever. So the fact that Weibo is dying or might be, declining isn't necessarily going to be to the benefit of other services. It's very complicated.
Right. Is it at least good news for WeChat? I mean, are they both essentially Twitter, what we would think of as Chinese Twitter, or is there more subtlety that we should be thinking?
There is a lot more subtlety, especially because Weibo has had lots of problems like self-censorship by users because of a crackdown by the government in the last year. The fact that it's had feature creep to an extent, but also it's a basic problem with any social media company. How do you monetize those eyeballs? Sina kind of had trouble doing this. The bulk of its revenue comes from online advertising, but it's been trying to increase mobile sort of value-added services like music, gaming, and whatever. But as a share of revenue, those have actually fallen last year compared to the year before. Right. Now, WeChat hasn't really begun to monetize. Tencent's kind of been devoted to the user experience first.
Yes.
But the fact that Weibo's to an extent already begun to fail at that process suggests kind of caution on WeChat.
Right. What about valuation? What do I have to pay to get into Tencent, even understanding that microblogging is only a small part of Tencent's total business?
Well, it's messaging. It's not really kind of microblogging. Right. But in any case, you're paying about 40 times price to earnings. So really you are paying for Tencent as effectively kind of running an entire ecosystem of instant messaging, mobile platforms, micropayments, mobile gaming, so on and so forth. Right. Now, compare that to Sina, where you're effectively paying 35 times price to earnings for a company that was much more focused on Weibo. So in that sense, Sina was maybe the poorer bet, and sort of Tencent, you're at least buying kind of diversification.
Yes.
But at the same time, when it became apparent that Weibo has begun to sort of lose users, the hit to its share prices, to Sina's share prices, has been quite large.
So to turn to a question Western investors might be more focused on, are there lessons to be taken from the experience of the Chinese social media sites that could be applied to Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn?
In a sense, no, because Weibo rose to like 300 million users much more quickly than Facebook. It only took a couple of years to do that, whereas Facebook and Twitter both needed about 5 years. So in a sense, it rose much faster and is now falling harder. Right. But Twitter has really only just begun to kind of ramp up online advertising. And so Weibo might be an indication of its future there, because if you look at a Weibo page, it's full of advertising. Right. And so if you start to see Twitter looking like that, you should worry as an investor.
Run for it.